Postal gang. The leaks are starting to hit the mailbox. Every single year around this time, the day before the actual NFL schedule release, primetime games, marquee matchups, and everything of the like starts to get leaked. Some of those leaks turn up to be true. Some of those alleged holiday or standalone matchups uh, tend not to have enough postage paid per se. And I think that the international rumors uh, and other games that tickle our fancy as far as what networks might be hosting the game, all of those things are things that we get to find out more about today. So sit back, grab you a coupon circular because we got some clippings to discuss today as far as the NFL schedule, especially as it pertains to the Chicago Bears, and also how do we make an assumption about the thoughts of the coaching staff as we get takeaways from rookie minicamp over the weekend. So I do believe if we can get it out of the way, the Bears will not be playing against the Falcons in Spain. That game against the Atlanta Falcons has been confirmed for someone else, so it will not be something that uh, our beloved makes the travel for. Happy to know that. At the same time, and pardon the grass cutters outside, people got to get their money. Um, the Bears are no longer getting treated like an afterthought, if you ask me. I do believe that the Bears will be very heavily favored in what we call nationally televised, i.e., primetime games this year. And I think that that in itself gives us as a franchise a limelight or a spotlight that I think is readily deserved, if you will. I think we have uh, risen to the occasion in terms of being able to establish a expectation with the new coaching staff and the quarterback, and we would hope that that particular expectation allows us to seamlessly transition into what we would classify as year in, year out must see TV. And to be must see TV, I think that one, you have to win. Two, you have to have entertainment value. And three, there has to be a storyline attached to what you have going on. And I think that storyline is important because the storyline can often thrust you into a desirable zip code, if you will. As far as the post office goes, certain neighborhoods are more desirable than others, delivery wise, and being able to hold a route. And those zip codes seem to hold favor. And so the schedule leaks are flooding. Rookie minicamp has subsided for us over the weekend. And apparently, some of those guys are already starting to stamp out roles for themselves, set aside, if you will, a ground delivery that will benefit them and the team just well. So, uh, and we got to be able to understand, DeVille, that the schedule release that I'm anticipating is a foreshadowing of what I can anticipate or think might happen as we move forward tomorrow with the actual schedule release. I know that the Bears will be playing Atlanta uh, at home on the road. But what we will do right now is we will try to go through each individual game, see if I first possibly predicted it right. Second, talk about how that game in particular may be able to uh, land the outcome that's favorable for us. What things may be against us as far as scheduling goes, what situations may be favorable in terms of a turnaround, so on and so forth. So those are the things that I kind of look at when we speak about schedule, because I kind of think that uh, the way in which it is set up and the way in which it is unpacked can best serve you or underserve you as a team when it comes to rest time, travel time, uh, recuperation of the body. I appreciate it, Hallie, and thank you for the like, and anybody who is in the background as well. Make sure when you come in, you hit that like button. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share the content to other people, especially if you can't stay to enjoy the unboxing or the unwrapping of said envelopes to find out what we got going on today. Make sure we share this content to someone else so that they can get all of the deliveries that you are not home to receive. Nonetheless, um, I think that the way in which the schedule is set up ultimately gives us the greatest opportunity for success or failure based on bye week. Like I said, how many road games that are consecutive? How many home games you might have on in total? If you have an international game that r- takes away or usurps a home game from you, so many different things you need to focus on when I think you talk about um, the way the schedule can affect the performance of a team. And so I'm interested to know, do you think the Bears will have a favorable schedule this year? Favorable meaning a schedule that gives us the best opportunity for success. Let me know in the chat. Put a yes if you think we have a potential for a formulaic success when we talk about our schedule. If not, maybe let me know. Yeah, we play. Yeah, Atlanta is playing another. We were rumored to play Atlanta in Spain, in Madrid, but it has since been announced that Atlanta will play a different opponent. Their name doesn't come to mind right now. So for me, it's one of those things where I'm trying to remember exactly. Yeah, we play the NFC South this year, and we get to go through some of that, Seville. So without further ado, we already into it. We're gonna pull up my graphic here. We will slowly pull up the graphic and give you my prediction of the game. We will talk about it if you got any particular thoughts about that. But week one, my beloved, we got the Bear, September 9th. I got them playing Seattle away on that Wednesday night. First game of the season. It is rumored that there are about 4 teams that have the opportunity to play in this game against the Seattle Seahawk Super Bowl champions. Um, I think that I want this game more than most because one, it is Seattle. Two, uh, they're the Super Bowl champs and they will be a formidable opponent. But I do think that to have the whole entire offseason to prepare for the team that you face in week one, I think that the opportunity to have uh, 10 days from that day until your next, uh, what is it, football game, I think that ultimately gives us the best leg up in terms of turnaround. Oftentimes you go to the West Coast trip and then you have to turn around in a quick, and especially in that instance, it would be a short turnaround. But seeing as though it's not a Sunday game, it will be a Wednesday, even more than a Thursday game, because I think usually the league usually kicks off on Thursday. I think that starting at Wednesday this time gives us even more of a leg up to be able to uh, rest the body, uh, lick our wounds, or further capitalize on what's going on in terms of the result of that game. Have a firm, I'd say at least 4 to 5 days of what do you call diligent homework of the next opponent. And I think those types of things work out good for us. And DeVille says the Saints have Tyler Shuck and they picked up Travis Etienne from Jacksonville. That should be a close one. New England has improved since Shuck took over. So New England, or New Orleans, I should say, quite possibly may have improved. What I don't think is that our team has remained stagnant enough for them to make the game look close. I think that the offense should continue to take leaps forward. And I don't just mean Caleb, I mean the entire offense in terms of how it functions, how we are able to move the ball first quarter to fourth. And I think defensively, utilization, health, and execution. And what I will say, we do have a bit of new blood in the defense, so it will give us a bit of a new attitude when it comes to how things are situated. I think that gives us the best opportunity to go ahead and be able to dominate the NFC South. Atlanta picked up Tua, yes, and he'll start against who is it, Penix? But as my grandma used to say, ain't nothing to write home about right there. But for me, but I don't know what Ian has contributed to the team in terms of the draft class and everything like that. What players we may have wanted as the beloved that Ian had a bit of an understanding about and kind of snatched the rug away. But to even speak about that, got a video coming out that will further highlight the loss, or losses, I should say, that come along with the transition of Ian Cunningham leaving Chicago, going to Atlanta. But today, that doesn't matter as much, but it does beg to differ if they improve their defense enough. I really don't know because I guess I haven't done much research down a rabbit hole on other teams at this moment to clearly see their upgrades. But I am locked into the point to be able to speak to what improvements we as an organization have made and are making that will land us the best opportunity to make sure that the quarterbacks we face this year, defenses, special teams, that's something I think will improve as well. I think all three of those phases, along with their natural desire to coach better and harder, gives us the foundation, if I would say, to go ahead and begin to look like the monsters of the Midway. I did a video about it yesterday. It dropped. Go ahead and check that out, just to let you know what we think about that. You know, when we talk about the monsters of the Midway, Dylan Thieneman had a buzz about him for rookie camp this weekend. And let me just get a read for the quote. Dylan made noise, tremendous buzz around Logan Jones, and several people are talking about Malik Muhammad. And side note, it says one undrafted quarterback who keeps getting his name brought up inside of House Hall. Could we have more ammunition to trade Tyson Bagent? Aha. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. But I want to know if you even care if we were to trade a Tyson Bagent or anything like that. Let me know. Do you think it would be real nice to find a gem in a Miller Moss and at the same time be able to turn a profit on a prospect of sort like a Tyson Bagent? What say you, Postal Gang? let me know. We're trying to make sure we get the right things going on around here because I think the Bears have high expectations this year, and those expectations have to uh, lend themselves to us going to the postseason. Otherwise, if the defensive adjustments we made don't pan out, simply put, there are a lot of people that are waiting to have us be in this category here. You know, this
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
playoffs. They don't want you to talk about playoffs. Now I think that the playoffs are something that are very repetitive in nature for us moving forward. And I think that the likes of a Malik Muhammad, Logan Jones, Dylan Thieneman, three guys that I think are instant starters for the Bear, impactful starters. And I do think that the other guys will contribute very heavily in rotation to the success that goes on in week one with Kobe Bryant going back to Seattle, getting his ring as well. Might know a few things about his quarterback that he can relate to his new quarterback. And if we are able to take that game week one on the road, September 9th, I think it gives us the ultimate litmus test of sort. I know it, to me, it won't prove much because I don't believe that the Super Bowl champ last year is the same team in any way, shape, or form. One, because one of those guys plays for us now. Two, the league is a very fluid thing and it changes every season. So for me, it will be a very worthwhile test, but it won't give me any insight into the future of the team as far as the season goes, how things will go for each individual moving forward. But it will kind of give you a bit of a check mark if you're able to win that game week one, if indeed we do travel to the great Northwest. Hey, I dig it, and I can understand DeVille, but there are sometimes some circles that have Logan being able to fully immerse himself in the same way that Bradbury would because they're both new to this system. And while Bradbury has the upper hand in being uh, the professional, I don't know that will carry him throughout the course of the season to hold him to the job any longer than week two. And I think that continuity is something that has to be spoken about. So I think Logan either starts week one or he doesn't see the field. Only because I don't think that you trade in and out or have any jumbo packages where you add an extra guard or a tackle. Or a center. So a bit of a proclamation, but they've had so many conversations about being able to trade Bradbury that I really think they have confidence in the way in which Logan plays. Not to mention, and not for nothing, they let the man wear number 54. I can't believe they think he a bum at all. They gave him 54. That's I'm not the biggest Urlacher fan, but that blew my mind when I saw somebody go for that right there. It is. It absolutely is. I agree with you. We gonna see the deal because I really think they like this guy. I really think they want to be able to get his learning curve accelerated if they can, and if they can, and they find a willing trade partner, people gonna be hitting the like button on that a lot. Hey, I see it. They also they traded Bradbury for a fifth round pick. He have exorbitant contract demands. So, something to be said on both sides of it. I think Bradbury is very serviceable and ready. I just think that if they can parlay Bradbury into, let's say, a fourth round pick, and then they can go ahead and have the rookie start, I'm just saying they would easily do it, especially since we didn't get those compensatory draft picks. To see somebody throw a third or a fourth at you because they're in a pinch for they center, like a Baltimore who needs a Bradbury because they don't have him, just saying. And you can get a third out of them because they would anticipate being a late round pick. So like a fourth for some others, maybe a round up or whatever the compensation is, maybe a round up because some of the good teams may think like if I have him, I'm gonna win, and thus I'm gonna have a lower draft pick to give away. So I'm gonna lean with you on Logan not starting immediately, but be very aware of it. Be very aware of it because we talking week 2, and let's see what week 2 brings for us. Week 2, AFC South. Well, you see, DeVille, I think that Baltimore didn't re-sign Lindenbaum because I believe they thought they would be able to replace him because there were draft grades on people like Jake Slaughter and Logan Jones and a couple other guys that they thought they had options to replace him this year. The Bears, I really think the Bears, by understanding uh, the needs of other teams, did some things on the board that were a bit uncharacteristic to most of us fans. But I think some of those moves will later kind of reveal themselves, i.e., the mid-round picks, the second round uh, early pick of a Jones, the third round picks of Roush and Xavier Thomas, and we get to might be able to see later on down the line that people really wanted those guys on their team, and as opposed to it not happening that way, um, they end up with no chair when the music stopped. Those musical chairs, they thought, some of it is a risk, calculated risk. You think you have everything situated. You think plan B, C, and D will work out for you as well. And sometimes you don't know that everybody has some of the same plan that you have. And at that point, boom, over with. Now, because this will be a shorter stream than most for us, we want a prediction, and I'm going to put the chat up for us. Just because I want to know how many primetime games do we think we'll have this year. So I'm gonna put this poll up and it's gonna stand for the rest of the stream. I'm curious to know how many primetime games. How many we gonna play this year? We're gonna start here. 4. Ooh. Jordan must be here to pick up my sugar mama. Because Ash is over here barking his life away. Damn, 10 of them? You just want to be a barker. Barker. They playing with me out here, Jack. Oh, I know what it is. I'm tripping. Don't mind me, people. Yeah, it's quiet, man. Yeah, gotta be quiet. Okay. Last season pretty much put a. And let me see if this works. I'm working on my stream ninja so that I can highlight wonderful chat the chat boxes or what have you. And obviously it ain't happening for you, boy. Not to mention that. Not even not even getting my life together over here with this wonderful thing we call a start that poll because I'm tripping. Totally thought I did it already. Let me know how many games do you think the Bears will have a chance to win this year? Put it in the chat. 4, 5, 6 plus. The weather and the elements are not your friends, people. Keep your immune system high. We're going to get some things going so that I can contribute to my special deliveries myself. Now, I think, like you said, last season put us back in the national relevancy, and I think that the NFL wants to put a spotlight on the things that we do as a franchise right now. Um, and if you want to put a stamp on things we do as a franchise, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel once again, and let me know how many national televised games do you think the Bears get. I think 6 plus. Obviously, I'm a bit biased over here, but don't hold me when I say exactly what's going to happen. So I think that the storyline is what we talked about with national headlines. Um, the aesthetics of a team, how pretty or how entertaining the play is, and the actual wins. I think the Bears set themselves up very well to be all three of those things. And if we're going to be all three of those things, I would say that September 20th, we hit the Jacksonville. Trying to make sure y'all don't catch no special episodes of grass cutting and singing in the background. But Jacksonville, week 2. That is my theory as to who we might play. Trevor Lawrence and the crew. Uh, I think that they were a 13 game winner last year, 12 games. Formidable opponent. First place. Once again, one of the first place teams, I believe, in their division, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that, but I don't think so. Nevertheless, Jacksonville, Chicago, we play them. First home game of the season is what the anticipation is. And so, what do you think? First game of the season at home against Jacksonville, against the Jaguars. We got reports and predictions about these types of things, but Travis Hunter might be back. I forgot about Travis Hunter because they say he's going to play all cornerback this year. I don't know if he's going to have a consistent role on offense, but maybe he still have the opportunity to kind of be thrown in or mixed into what they have going on when we talk about that. Because I think a game like that obviously is not a standout type of game for us, but we do have to have the understanding that when you got Ben Johnson being the coach, Caleb Williams being your quarterback, we got NFC North rivalries to get to go on right now, and national like overall interest in the offense. I think all of those telltale signs that 6+ is a very easy bar to hit when we talk about how many nationally televised games we get to see. At the same time, we realize that the rumored matchup of Seattle in that is absolutely what do you call it? Absolutely must see TV and counts as one of those primetime games because there'll be no other game planned. It'll be the first game of the season, the kickoff, and I think it's a dream scenario. So my question is, for week 1, is playing Seattle a dream matchup for you? Let me know what you think about playing Seattle in week 1. Could that be the matchup of your dreams? Is that the unexpected check in the mailbox for you per se? Let me know what you think about that because, as I stated, the week 2 matchup against Jacksonville, while it is a first place matchup, it does not offer the same allure in terms of star powers or the digital footprint that a Seattle being the Super Bowl champ would give you right now. So I think that is one of the reasons that the storyline is much more what's the word I'm looking for? Intriguing to the mind, even appealing to the palate. It's the right amount of postage on an envelope. Not too much, not too little, just enough stamps. And I think that having that game week 1 gets us delivered. I think it allows us to prepare an extra amount of time. And indeed, if week 2 is against Jacksonville, dare I say, the Bears can start the season at a 2-0 DeVille. Imagine a situation where you have played the Super Bowl champs and the first place AFC South champ, and you went out there and you did your job. And now, and only now, people can't say that to you because you out here conquering the world. You see? So those are the things that I'm interested in finding out about holistically, because I think that in itself is going to be how we start on a good foot and continue to use the schedule as a catapult into what we're trying to do on the whole this year. I think we got Super Bowl aspirations, and I think that some of those things can go down. Now, when we talk about primetime games, you also speak to the fact of holidays. And holidays suggest games that are obviously the national calendar days. A Thanksgiving counts as a holiday game for you. Christmas showcase, obviously. But a game I don't think people often talk about that is considered a holiday game now because we are so consumer driven. Black Friday is considered one of those holiday games. And as rumors suggest that the Bears and the Packers could land in one of those 3 spots. And I'm wondering, do we think that we play the Packers Black Friday or, dare I say, a Christmas game? I wouldn't say, I obviously wouldn't think Thanksgiving. So if we had to think about it, it'd be a Black Friday or a Christmas type game. So let's see throughout the course of my scheduling here, will we pull up a schedule that features the Packers in one of those slots time wise that would indicate they could be a holiday game as it has been laid out for us right there. Because the NFL does not schedule bad teams on holidays. And Postal Gang, I just got to tell you, I think we some winners, baby. And I think that those games are mostly, and the majority, they are saved for contenders, people that are of interest, that give you something that you want to go home and turn your TV on for and rush home to get to. And I think that the Bears, right now, as it stands, tend to be one of those in one of those situations where we can absolutely say that we are desirable and heavily desired for uh, favorable matchups, or at least entertaining matchups when it comes to a holiday game. We can find it out. Like I said, as far as the international situation will go with the Bears, there are no reports as of now that intimate that we will be playing in any international games. There was some early speculation about whether or not we would be going to Madrid to play against the Falcons. That has since been put to rest, per se. And now we wonder, like the QB-less Steelers, will we have any international games? And I say, no. The Bears will not travel abroad. And I am myself happy about that because we don't have to have no 10 o'clock stream due to a game starting earlier. And we can wake up, get our day started a little later as far as the game goes. Or we still can get our typical afternoon pre-games and so on and so forth knocked out before we even get to the actual game. So I think that that gives us some of the better times to be able to gauge exactly how we want to set up to watch the games. And I think that not having any international games, Dracula, give us the best opportunity to kind of uh, put together a total game plan for everybody that we got going on when it comes to the schedule. No, one time out of the year, I got to wake up at 9:30 so I can get my coffee, brush my teeth, take my shower, and maybe I won't miss most of the first quarter. Because otherwise, I'm up at 8 o'clock just so I can watch 10 o'clock game. And God forbid you are a West Coaster, 10 o'clock kickoffs, you are up at 7 o'clock, to watch a football game. And if you like, say for instance you're a Steelers fan, you might not even win that game. So you got to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning to possibly lose and put a damper on your day for the entirety of the day. I don't know where they do that at. But, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's absolutely foolish of us having an international game. And I think that the rumors being that we don't would be a benefit to us. Like, let me know. What do you think? Do you think that travel hurts contenders? Do we think that uh, those games benefit us? Like, would you want a game in London or Germany? Would you like a game in Madrid or Mexico City? Because personally, I'm fine. I'm cool. I don't need to. But if there are others who think that this is the way that you need to go, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know. Let me know exactly what you think. Could international games benefit us more than hurt? Because I believe that the travel, sleep schedule, while it could be at minimum not seen as a negative, it definitely cannot be seen as a positive. So maybe you are able to prep for it to keep yourself together. And yes, Dracula, if your team is a winner and you anticipate them winning, yes. But also, it the good thing, it may free your day up. The bad thing, it may upset the apple cart per se. I'm a creature of habit in some ways, and that would be the worst. Those are the worst impediments to my day because I like to get up on Sundays. It is a streaming day, and I will always stream on Sundays. But I am um, adamant about trying to have breakfast with the wife, and I think that when those types of time frames happen, it does not allow me to, wake up, converse, have breakfast together. It disjoints us for the day, and I have to immediately treat the day like I'm going into the office, and that means that I'm going to be working incessantly, in a lot of ways, not being able to get very many breaks and so on and so forth. There's going to be a lot of mess that goes on that I don't want to deal with. And I'm trying to find out if the highlights of these really works for me because I don't see it. I don't see it. Trying to make sure I'm working on having a chat for everybody. In the meantime, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, everybody. If you are in the background, ninja watching and not acknowledging everything that's going on, but if you are in the background working, trying to get things done, make sure if you can, you hit that super chat. You get those super stickers. The Cash App is always attached below me. Hit that email if we got any content ideas. It might be something that we want to share as we talk all things Chicago sports, mostly Chicago Bears. So we talked about week 2, week 3. Let's see our opponents and see who I think we play next. And Posey says, first division game of the year. We are staying home back to back. The Minnesota Vikings. Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy, Brian Flores, KOC. The whole crew is back. The Bears lost this game last year, meaning the home game against the Vikings. Is that a replay, or do they get the ish together on these days? 41-26. Something slight. Maybe 4,400, but I'm going to go with 41-26. I think, and again, we'll go through predictions a bit later, but I think week 3 is how we get these things going for us right there. Week 3, stay home, a division matchup, very heavily debated matchup as to whether or not these guys can win the division. I think the division, the black and blue of it all, will make it a very cumbersome task to go ahead and repeat as champs. While I think it is very highly likely and probable, it is also very likely that every team in the division will no less look to exact some revenge and kind of take over as champ to prove that it was a fluke. It was a 1 year, not really what you do. You're not division champs. You're not that great. But instead, I see us being able to go ahead and get that knocked out as quick as Caleb knocking out 5,000 yards. That's 4,000. Going to be the old minimum. I need him to get past that so they can't come for us no more and say, well, now 5,000 is the new norm. The Bears don't have that. But he'll get that one right there because, this offense has not had this type of consistency in terms of the performance level of the quarterback, and that will only continue to grow. Thus, we'll have the offense humming so very well that it will continuously keep not only those holiday games, in those national televised primetime games. But it will have us getting into what they call flex schedule, people. And the flex schedule means that your team is doing so damn good that people want some more of you. And they take, let's say, a Steelers game that should have happened at 3:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. And they say, you know what, G Honda? I'm here to tell you about the Steelers. We don't care. And they say, we're going to let the Bears take your spot. Because that's what players do. And it's going to happen, you know? So just in case, I don't know if it's out here for you. Exactly what. But in case you think that the Steelers going to be good this year, just know.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You know? Congratulations. Kudos for playing yourself. But week 4, let's see what we got going for the mailbox. Bam. We going to Miami. Bienvenidos, Miami. Bienvenidos. Traveling to not Minnesota, Miami in October. I wonder. They talk about the transition from the cold to the heat and how that affects teams. I don't remember what month it is, but could October be the month where the weather affects us more, the humidity, or is it just simply the sun will be in our eyes for the entire duration of possession based on how you switch sides on the field? So, interesting to know. Miami Dolphins, October 4th, my apologies, away, back on the road, next to Coral Gables, out there next to Trick Daddy Dollars, out there doing all the things we can do to make Bears fans holler. Holler, holler, holler. Because we trying to holler at you. Y'all see the schedule. You see the envelope. Weeks 1 through 4 have already been put to the test. And so if you check it out, Mike Guy, how you feeling today, baby? We already got a week 3. This is my scheduled prediction before tomorrow. And on week 3, you can see we got the Minnesota Vikings. That's what I got on the schedule, playing y'all at home in week 3. If, in fact, that is the day we play y'all early in the season, I want you to absolutely tap in so that you can be a guest host on the stream that day. No, these are all my guesses right now, G Honda. Nothing's official for us until tomorrow, and nothing's been announced for us that I know of as of yet. I'm putting my headset back in to keep up with my breaking news, but none of these are official games. These are my predictions as to where we will be. But I would definitely like to see. Well, it's only one L for you, Zoe. So if week 3 just one L for you, it ain't like you won't get another one when you see us again. So just go ahead and get there. Oh yeah, I'm so far from predicting a game record right now, except for to tell y'all taking them L's. I haven't even got to that point yet at all out here. And by the way, if y'all don't know, Zoe is the resident expert on the Minnesota Vikings. The Skull Network of sorts. He in the zone sports. Y'all go ahead and subscribe if y'all want to pull up, especially on days when they wrong. And yes, though, tomorrow officially we pop out So we all about it. We cool when it's time to pop out. Cause I mean this year, bro, we gotta come. We gotta have smoke out there. We gotta come for next out there. As you can see right there, we loaded up out here already. This is the way I hope the schedule goes, so we can start off with that good. Hell, I mean, this looking 4-0 to me, but we ain't gonna make the prediction until all the rosters is finished up. So definitely we gonna be able to say what it do. I always appreciate you pulling up. Everybody again, if you're in the background or you're sitting in the front of the class, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that cash app, super chats. You know, even Viking fans can hit the cash apps and such. Even Viking fans can hit the super chats. They can be members. We do allow Vikings and Steelers fans to be members of the Postal Gang in real life. Y'all can join that membership. All types of stuff like that. Don't worry. And G Honda just offered a trade. But we talk about trades and we talk about the Steelers. G Honda has rebooted the Steelmatic network. That's right. That's right, Zoe. And I want to see if I'm right.
Straight cash, homie.
I want to see if I'm right out here in these streets before we get to ish. Straight cash, homie. Appreciate you, Zoe, for pulling up, and appreciate you, Dracula, for the super chat. Hey, I'm trying to say you heard it here first. And my man say, I see. Let me see what it say. I see you gain more subs, almost 2. Man, hey, look. Right, one day I'm gonna be out here. Hey, now, so Jack, are you already subscribed to Next Level Sports? When we talk about the Cowboy fans, I know you already subscribed to Chelsea Lynn, because Chelsea is a Cowboy fan, and Next Level Sports is a Cowboys centric, very Cowboy heavy chat. You know, and so if you don't hear that, so somebody who not even a part of the division, not even a part of the coven, can definitely show love, and it's much appreciated. And speaking of Drac, we working on the video for the merch. I want to put things besides just the labels. I want to try to get some model type of situations going on. You know what? Oh, probably Chelsea. Right, Cheryl is. Chelsea streams quite often, man. Chelsea might stream about 3 to 4 times a week right now, and I could be a bit hyperbolic about that, but she is a mid-afternoon, anywhere from a 2 to 5 are times that I see Chelsea on. At Chelsea Lynn, North Carolina, NC, I believe, is her page. I want to see if Chelsea will pop up so I can get you subscribed if you have not already, because Chelsea always drops the sports reactions. She is an avid Alabama fan, so she is always going to give you everything you can want about Alabama players from draft time to their careers throughout. And as far as Jerry and the crew, she got her thoughts. She makes a lot of videos about everything going on. Yesterday we talked about George Pickens in her stream. So yeah, Chelsea is the the passion that I think you need when you talk cowboy, cause she fluent, she speak fluent Jerry, and I rock with it the long way. Let me just tell you, she ain't Stillmatic with hers. Give me you her and Rowdy always gonna deliver what you need. Let me see. I thought that usually it pops up, it populates for us in a minute, but give me a minute, we'll put it in there for you. Mm 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 mm. Boom 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 boom. Mm, 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 mm. Invite to the server. There we go. That link should work for you just the same. Click that. Feel free to join the Discord. We can have I guess informal message through the chat rooms and so on and so forth. Allows us the opportunity during live streams to be able to join into my particular conversations outside of the chat and give your personal thoughts verbally. Give a little audio to your voice. Um, any movies that we might decide to watch together and things of that nature. The Discord is the one-stop shop for us to be able to keep up with each other. A few persons in the YouTube community have a Discord Dracula that um, I know of. So I am hopeful that at least with Chelsea and some others, you're able to tap into some things that please your ears, give you a bit of a reflection of sorts about your own team, and maybe you got questions about Jerry and the crew that they can answer a lot better for you. Um, Although I think me and Stephen A. pretty fluent on speaking cowboy. When I was a kid, the triplets was number 2 on the list. I rooted for them because the Bears wasn't good. So when the Bears didn't make the playoffs, we was Cowboy fan in the playoffs. Especially when Dion left the Niners and went there. Couldn't wait. But I get back to it. That is week 4 for us. Let's get to week 5. Where do we think the Bears will play? And who do we think the Bears will play? If I had a drum roll, I would give it to you. But I don't. We're moving along. Week 5. Next address to deliver to. Boom, you said it right there. There we go. Week 5, October 11th. At home, we face the Rossini. I mean, not the Rossini. The Mike Jr. No, the Mike Vrabel led New England Patriots. That is funny you say that, Drac. I went to school 40 minutes away from Auburn. Montgomery is there. Wilbon is in my ear talking crazy. I can't believe it. Week 5, New England, another first place team on our first place schedule. And we see that of our first place schedule, we've played 3 first place teams already. And we have played a third placer and a last placer. In this scenario, while I still have very high hopes that we are no less than 4-1, it is very what's the word I'm looking for? Mystical to find out if in fact this is how the schedule shakes out and what would really happen. That's right. Class of 06. A for Alabama, S TATEU. University ASU. You don't know nothing about it. We got the old Bama State spirit, baby. The only time black and gold becomes something that means something to me, we are Hornet. We got to work on bringing everything to the forefront. So we are working on getting a better background of sorts. Yes, we want the mailbox logo to be represented in fully frontal, but we also want to have the opportunity for you to see merchandise be displayed. When we talk about things like those wonderful pieces in the background, uh, we want to be able to display to you their paraphernalia, Sigma paraphernalia, and we on the HBCU. It's HBCU love, Drac. That's what it is, man. HBCU. Now, I have never visited Howard, and that's sacrilegious. Uh, in my estimation, when you are part of the Divine Nine, if you are not the Iotas, I guess the Alphas, you know, some of the bookend and the front for real. I don't even care, even the Kappas. You should be seeing Howard first, as Howard is the ground zero for Black Greek letter organizations. So, to not visit and see what they got going on, like I said, yeah, it's kind of sacrilegious, but it is something on the list and things that I need to be able to better do. And I look forward to these days when I travel. Sadly, in my mind, I am thinking of ways to provide some sort of content opportunity. Uh, Everybody fans differently, and to be able to see how everybody does it in their own individual place. I'm trying to figure it out. Pittsburgh was an electric environment as far as the draft went, and when you get to see how fans represent for their city, uh, in their city, I think that's something that people will take for granted. It's a bit of a civic pride, if I should say, in your city. And I think appreciate you. Well, everybody don't. Everybody don't want to. Some people, Drac, I always thought when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a Kappa. I always was going to be a Noop. I mean, your boy was like, ain't no way this space right here could be anything but. And then I got down south and we saw that good blue and white. And let me tell you, there's two things I wanted before I did my process. I wanted dog tags, which I later found out I was allergic to until they became hypoallergenic. We wanted way more than that. And it still does say, oh, you know what? So I think I figured it out, man. And I figured it out because I didn't set the time long enough. That's why. That's why. Mm, 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 mm. Wait a minute. Yeah, I got to get this. I'm learning a couple new things real fast, by the way, making me feel better about myself. And it didn't register because I didn't set the time limit appropriately. So I had to have set the time limit short, and the time limit expired for my goal already. So nothing will register until I actually were able to set a different goal. That's that's my silliness right there. Now let's see. Let's see if I set it this way. Will it show me what just happened? Let's wait, wait. Oh, that's what it is. Wait, wait, wait. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm a dummy, man. One day I'm gonna learn how to do a few things better than I have out in these streets. But let's see. Oh, it don't work. Don't I I'll remember next time to set the timer. Yeah, but bring it down. When you mess up, it's a flag on the play, it's a penalty, and you gotta pay the penalty. It's a 5 yard penalty right there. Five chat penalty. Repeat second down. Nonetheless, let's get back to it. Let's figure out exactly what we got going on over here. Next on the schedule. And I don't know if Rachel Q gonna get to see it, but we do play the New England Patriots this year. She does know this, I hope. And her and Mr. Rachel Q get to see the replay. Know that I need somebody to represent for your team on that day. So don't think it's over. Don't think we are real enemies. But on that particular day, I got nothing but heat for you, cuz. I mean, love you, but not that day. We against team knock it off that day. You understand?
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It He said it did what it's supposed to now. Damn right. And we out here with the super chat back to back on the targets over there. Appreciate you so much, Dracula. We got the super chat popped up, and I finally know how to work my board over here a little bit better. Just a little bit. Salute. Appreciate everybody for being around. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure we hitting the subscribe button. Yeah. Yeah, everything is reflected in Patriot lore with Rachel, and she's not gonna take to not having the opportunity there to be a super fan. Well, we don't know as of yet, but I got us playing them in week 5, Dracula. The schedule release is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I have us playing them at home, week 5 in Soldier Field, October 11th. So that's where I have us. I'm gonna be hopeful that it is somewhat early, and we wonder if it will be a primetime game. Will there be any Rossini talk by the time that game comes about? Will there be any new happenings with the coach? Right now, they're pretty firm and adamant that Mike Vrabel won't be going anywhere. Could outside pressure change that and thus throw this first place team into a bit of chaos? I do not know, but I do know, Tom, that when we play them, we will be absolutely satisfied with the result, because I do think that it gives us another opportunity to prove that your first place uh, schedule is not fluky and you ready to get it going. And now we get it again. Week 6. Week 6, I got us playing Buffalo. Now Zoe already know he losing in week 3. She always like to give super chat goals out. We're gonna find out if it's a super chat goal to get her to make a guest appearance. Let's find out about that. In Chicago, I don't think she'll go to Chicago, but if it was in New England, I know she'll be going to the game. I know she'll go to that game. But you never know. Some fans do things differently than I. They might absolutely go ahead and find a way to make that happen. But this game, week 6, October 18th, we got the DJ Moore revenge game. And I don't know if everybody gets to see all of the things that go along with the ads, but if you can see these ads right now, I want to see this movie, so give me the worst pardons while I over here. It's God is, baby. They say it's God is, and I want to see it. Somebody just stomped above because it was such a damn good thing about it. I want to know. They have made a rumor about George Pickens, Dracula going to Buffalo. I don't know how true the rumor is, but there have been some loose reports that I heard from other people. So don't hold me to it. Allegedly is the word we're going to use. DJ Moore, Josh Allen, James Cook. I can't think of the tight end offhand. Imagine Pickens and DJ together. What that game would mean week 6. I don't like this game at all. It's on the road. It'll be in their new home, and they will have had 5 weeks to get the ship sailing, get the engine running. Things would have really been moving in a way that makes me very nervous. Very, very nervous. Like that's absolutely a scary matchup for me. I wonder if by then the Bears have come into such a rare era of confidence about themselves, Tom, that there is an absolute doubt that the Buffalo Bills can compete with us. The only thing you'll have on your side is home advantage. And when I see the point spread in that game, it'll show us a great deal about how the Bears have fared thus far in the season and what the league still thinks of us when it comes to point spread on the road, when it comes to playing such a difficult team who, in many people's eyes, should have had their first Super Bowl last year. I really can't speak to it, but now you have a new weapon, new coach, possibly a new direction. Will this potential matchup in week 6 lend itself to being one of those Sunday night clashes that, the NFL on NBC? Let me see. Let me see. Do I have it yet? Lucky. Get it. We will have every single football theme song throughout the year. Super chats will be able to determine which one we use. Some people like CBS, some people like NFL Network, some people like NBC, some people like Fox. You never know. Some people even like throwback classic types. We'll figure all those out, but we got them all available. We get to work on those types of things so that we can find new ways to throw G Honda into the pit. With that being said, will this be a primetime pit game? Somebody already said that this will be a close game because this team is allegedly getting better. October 25th. Oh, no. Are we talking non-quarterback, Dracula? Non-quarterback, I'm assuming, because it's a non-starter to believe anything else than my MVP level quarterback will be the star of his team, as he already is. Let me know. Best offensive performer, I can see that being easily one of the rookies from last year. Could be a Rome, but person throwing the ball to all of them is going to be number 18. Some people say 13 if he changes his number back. I don't believe he changed his number back. But without doubt, the Crooked Commish. The Bears. Bear down, baby. How you doing? Welcome in. Hit that like button. We are talking my contrived schedule release, Crooked Commish. As you can see, I got us playing the opener in Seattle. Week 2 at home against Jacksonville. Followed by week 3, Vikings. Got us going on the road against Miami. Home again against the Rossini-led New England Patriots. I did play one Sunday. This is the mailbox schedule. Nothing official that I've been privy to except to know that we will not be playing in Madrid against the Falcons. So me and the wonderful persons at OAI came up with a theorized schedule based on the things that were being heard. Yeah. Still, without question, I think the star of my team will be my quarterback this year. And I think that propels you to a different stratosphere. When you think about a team like a Josh Allen led Bills, he is the star of their team. When you think about the Ravens, Lamar is the star. When you think about those Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick is the star. When I think about the Bengals, Joe Burrow, not Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow is the star. And I think if you have a team that is worth its salt, Drake May, CD and all those guys down in Dallas always command conversation, but Dak is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And if you play good and your team wins in a de facto manner, you're almost the best player on your team. The last time I can give you an example of when the quarterback wasn't the best player on a good team, and that's the Eagles, because Saquon is better than Jalen. But besides the one-offs, your quarterback typically is absolutely the star if you have any ambitions or aspirations of being something that's known. Otherwise, you have like this unbelievable team top to bottom. But I anticipate my quarterback being the best player on the team, and I anticipate it equating itself into wins and other adulation as far as awards and so on and so forth. I think he, in his third year, will actually finally ascend to showing you a complete game because he's not shown us that just yet. He's shown in the first year flashes. Last year, I think he was more consistent and flashing. So this year, I think he'll be more consistent in nailing down the basics, the fundamentals, and the star plays, the wow factors. Those are inherent, and we can't stop those. And those combined with the fundamental play this year that I think we'll get from him, I think is going to catapult him into another stratosphere. He won't just be a quarterback we talk about. He'll be a quarterback we talk about because he is firmly entrenched as a face of the league as opposed to just my team. So that answers the question, not to get too long-winded about one Caleb Williams because that's my quarterback. I do believe that's where the star will be attached for the year. New Orleans, week 7. I don't believe it to be a very every quarterback is overpaid to me. But such is the league. That's how it goes. All these players are overpaid. But if you have to have a player on your team and you ask yourself, would you rather have Dak at 60 or would you rather have Kirk Cousins as your starter? Because he at the top of the backup, the top of the bottom of the league. I don't want Kirk Cousins. So if I got to pay market rate, Daniel Jones gets about, 35 right now or something? He worth what you're willing to pay him. But when it's starting to cost you for the rest of your team, then I'm on your side, Drake. I got a problem when my when his contract is such a rate that it affects us being able to do other things for the team. Then I have a problem with your damn contract because you don't want to win. You care about your bread, and I ain't mad at that. But at that point, if you wasn't so damn good, you be gone. I digress. Let's talk about, again, week 7. I won't spend too much time talking about that game. I don't think it'll be a primetime game, but we do identify Seattle, New England, and Buffalo as being primetime games for us of some sort. And let's find out later on, one, if these games will be played in this order, but if indeed those will be landed as primetime games. Week 8, what we got going on? Week 8, as I stated, we won't be in Madrid in week 9 with the Falcons. We will be playing on the road, I believe, the week before in the Dome, in the Benz Dome, I believe, the Mercedes-Benz spot. I think that is where we meet up with Atlanta. Tua Tagovailoa. The NFC South portion of our schedule is a bit heavy. I don't see a scenario in which we lose this game, but they do have a good defense. Ian is coming back, trying to welcome us into Atlanta, and it might be a game that of the consensus in the group, because we talked about Alabama being the collegiate town. It may be a game that we are on location from the ATL. We'll find out exactly what games we're trying to travel to this year if we, in fact, get a chance to make a cameo appearance at a live game, reporting live, delivering that good stuff. Nonetheless, Atlanta is 8. I think that will be our week 8. And now, we get into almost the back end of the schedule here. We will run through it, but we will sprint. Because as I stated, the immune system has had me on this type of energy level, a downward. But we're going to get it back up. And in week 9, what do we have? My Bears get themselves back home and continue the wins. When we do a schedule review to find out about wins and losses, once I find out what the actual schedule is in terms of how it's actually laid out, we're going to have a time out here, y'all, because the way I laid this out right here, you can't talk me off of being great this year. I mean, not good, but great. But I will say that playing against a team like the New York Jets, fully replenished, new stock in the cupboard per se, moved on from Justin, enter Geno Smith. Can we go ahead and treat Geno like this is the Raiders again and get us a win in Week 9? I anticipate very much being able to keep the good vibes going, and good, better, best being the thing that we hear over and over again so much this year. With that being said, we keep the mail truck moving into week number 10. Where do we play? Week 10, I say, for the Don Burrs, for the Chimmy Loos, I say we are playing away in the dome, in de toilet, in the toilet, known as Detroit. Don't like it. 0-2 last year. Kind of sticks in my craw. What I will say is we get an opportunity again this year, I believe, in Week 10. Put together a resume for yourself. Get calloused for the season. Kind of fortify who you are. It'll prove to us whether or not we are on the right track before we get to that matchup. And that'll be the second division game. Will we be 1-0 going into that game, or will we be 0-1? That remains to be seen. Or we could not have any division games. This may be the very first one we have. Who knows? What I want to know is this the game we go ahead and get a win against Dan Campbell in the Ben Johnson era? Is the first win, theoretically, in Week 10 against the Detroit team on the road who chewed those kneecaps last time? Can we exact some revenge if, in fact, November 15th, we see those guys in the dome? Now, next, I told you we still play the NFC South, and the NFC South will not stop because we got one more team after this one. The Fighting Baker Mayfields, Tampa Bay. Luckily, we don't play them on the road. We will be at home to play a very tough game against what I think will be a very healed Baker Mayfield. One more year on the field for Emeka Egbuka. Bucky Irvin, I anticipate being healthy this season. And I think that the offense kind of picks back up where they left off. Hopefully, I'm wrong and they are a very poor team and we continue our NFC South romp. But this is the anticipated Thanksgiving game, November 22nd. Don't know that we will be playing on Thanksgiving, but this will be our game before Thanksgiving, perhaps maybe Monday night, if you will. Could play a Monday night game against Tampa. Haven't talked about many of those when we talked about the holiday games. We talked about a lot of prime time. The Monday night game, indeed, is the only game going, and we might be on Monday night talking Tampa. So let's keep a lookout for that, as we have talked about. What do you call it? Seattle being a national game or a prime time. New England, Buffalo, those three. Tampa Bay may be a Monday night game and thus get itself in the great graces of being a quote unquote prime time game. Now, we move deep into the season as we got a few more games left before we get down to the end here. And we know on the 29th, got my boys taking a break. No delivery We got a hold on the mail. Week 11 is the last time we go beat our bodies up against Baker and them and the boys at home. They say, you know what? Take a short drive. Go home. Hang out with your people. Enjoy the rest of them leftovers. Black Friday yourself up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, and I don't know the calendar yet, maybe the 22nd is Black Friday and we play another Black Friday game. I don't know. Or maybe it's not. I'm thinking it's Halloween. I mean, not Halloween. I'm thinking it's Thanksgiving as opposed to Black Friday. And I would think that our game still falls on the Monday night of Thanksgiving week. But I could be totally wrong. And I could be even wronger because that game might not ever happen, thus not resulting in the bye week that I got us going on in week 12 anyway. So that hold on the mail might be a false alarm. But in my world here, Posey is delivering the take that on week 12, we have a bye week and we will not see any Chicago Bear football. But don't worry, because week 13, shit just got real. As I see on my schedule, week 13, the Green Bay Packers bring their sorry asses back to Chicago, to the scene of the crime where everything went wrong for they asses last time they stepped up. Playoff victories will reign supreme. The Jumbotrons will play all the things that happened last year, how we didn't lead but 2 minutes of all of the games we won, and how it doesn't matter because we won 2 out of 3, and I ain't making predictions about nothing but this one right here. We will get another damn dub. At home, didn't get one last year. Little mad we didn't stomp you out, and we will stomp yo pissy green cell phone out. Book it, week 13, December 6th, 9 days to the birthday, no less. We kick the Packers' ass. No more predictions, just that one. And to cap it off, we want to stay in the division. We have already played the Minnesota Vikings in week 3 on my schedule at home. Now, we take our services on the road. We go find out if in any town they got going on, Eden, anything else. So on 27th this year, okay. All right. Thursday, bop, bop, bop. I like it. Friday, November 27th. So now I'm gonna start doing some sleuth work when I get off of here to find out if we might be playing a 27th game. Because it's all speculative. That's the word I'm looking for. All stuff that's made up. But in this scenario, week 13, I'm still curious to know who is the quarterback. Has JJ come into his own by now? Are we stuck with mediocrity at the position? Is Kyler already established as one of those dudes that KOC has revitalized his career? Or have the Bears simply become too good by this time? And by week 14 of the NFL season, the train cannot be stopped. Don't know, but I do know that coming off of a bye week, playing 2 division opponents, home and away, is an uphill battle. And I want to know, do we see any back-to-back divisional games being played this year? Like I have said here, do we have a back-to-back division games? And do we see a scenario where the Bears, who were 2-4 last year in division play, can be 4-2 this year? At minimum. Oftentimes you don't win the division without winning the head-to-head matchups in the division, or at least a split. We were in a very fortunate situation last year. I don't see that repeating itself, so we do have to be totally understanding of how tough it is to win uh, divisional games, let alone two of them in consecutive weeks. So, albeit an uphill battle, something that has potential to happen, and the scheduling gods may put it so that we have to go ahead and prove it. So let's find out what happens. Week 14, December 13th, 2 days to the birthday. Keep it going and whoop on Minnesota. Now, week 15, December 20th. Christmas should fall on a Friday or something, maybe. Maybe on a Thursday. But this game right here on the 20th, this is the thank you game. And thank you, I mean, it's the first time that you get to go with all the pieces that you've acquired from the DJ Moore #1 overall pick trade, if you will, the heist, the coup. This is the opportunity that you get to go ahead at full strength from that. Everything that you've received, and you get to go ahead and play against those guys and see if you have continued to win that trade by demonstrating the ability to absolutely destroy them and slow up any of the momentum that they got going on as far as the development goes for their team. Because I'm curious to see how that will turn out for them. Nonetheless, we move it on down the road to week 16, and we got a rematch. I don't know how we get to play Philly again, but all I do know, they won the division. First place teams play first place teams. Philly will be looking for revenge if we play that game 2 days after Christmas. That means Christmas on a Friday this year. You do not want to have some angry birds come into your home and try to whoop on you, because last year for Black Friday, you went to Philly and staunchly kicked their ass. They don't forget things like that. Please don't allow them to come into your home and exact revenge and serve it up cold the same way you did, with all things pointing to a disappointing Sunday after Christmas. Let's not hope that happens. And then we move along to week 17. Who do we have? Bum, bum, bum. As we did last year, we are back to these end of the year division games, and I predict the way that it turned out last year was pure cinematic brilliance for these guys, and they want to keep it continue, as some would say. They want to keep the party going. And in this party, the Green Bay Packers in week 17 play the Bears, what could be with division implications once again. The division was very tightly contested last year. Everybody had a chance to win the division up until almost the last week of the season. Those types of scenarios lend themselves to us understanding totally that the Bears have some work on their hands, and things could get out of hand real quick if you don't do the things that you need to do at home, no less, against your bitter rivals, where you can continue to make some ground up, make some headway, and continue to assert your dominance as reclaiming the bottom bunk. Meaning I ain't climbing that ladder. Meaning I'm the big brother of the division. Let's see if they can keep that going. And if anybody can guess, tell me where again, my friend, I have our beloved Bears finishing the season. Where do the Bears finish their season for week 18? When we talk about the final game, probably at home. Anybody guess? Anybody guess? Anybody? Guess what day it is? Yep. You guessed it. Back in Detroit again as we take the home game end of the season. Last year, I believe it was the same way. Played at home against them after we played week 2 and got flattened in Detroit. This year we play, in my theory, week 10. We play those boys. And then after week 10 concludes, we go right ahead and we let a week 18 season finale be the way in which the division can be iced away with a cherry on top. So, while I think that there will be tweaks to the schedule that I put before us, I do think that very, very much so the Buffalo game, the Seattle game, the Green Bay game. We have a lot of games that I think, and we try to identify some of those nationally televised. I think Philly has a chance to be one of those flex games that is nationally televised, if it's not already. I think that the Tampa game has an opportunity to be a Monday night game. At least one of your Green Bay games has to show its opportunity or ability to go ahead and be a primetime game, because the storyline for the Packers especially was too juicy with the way in which the games kind of all played out last year. It lends itself to the commissioner and the fans thinking that we will have more chokes, more concussions, and more basket catches to win the game in a matchup like that. And I'm anxious to see if that will be one of the primetime matchups. Along with, as much as Carolina may not have been seeing one of those types of games early on by most people, I think, what do you call it? How do I want to put it? Carolina could be good enough to actually, what's the word? Be a marquee team as far as scheduling goes. I believe they won the division last year. So even though we played at AFC South, we would have played them anyway. And I believe that Bryce is finally getting the hang of it. Canales has them going in the right direction. And if the team appears to be moving, up the tracks per se, the way in which some people would anticipate, I have to think that that Carolina game might be one of those flex games to add to the thought process we got behind the national spotlight or nationally televised games. You couldn't anticipate not having at least 2 of our division games be penciled in as such. Those 2, possibly Carolina, Buffalo, Seattle, and I'm missing one more first place team, New England. That's 6 nationally televised games there. That's not counting in any Detroit or any of the flex type games they might see fit for us out there with a Philly. Maybe Minnesota might be good. You got so many different ways you can look at it, but I do think that we can get the wheels turning on exactly what type of games we look forward to so much on the calendar. Tomorrow, we will have continuous post, keeping up with games as we find out what might be going on, whether it be leap games, whether it be a quick short to keep us updated, anything that'll keep us in the loop as we await 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the entire scheduled release. With that being said, the mail today has all been delivered. We are fresh out of letters in the mailbag. Any questions that we may have as we transition, welcome. I thank everybody for hanging out with us. As always, we are rapidly trying to develop better content, better delivery of said content, and better visuals to go along with those things. I would hope that we are very much able to get my dog quiet first. Um, be tuned in Sunday as we get to break down more of the schedule as it comes out, and it'll be out in its entirety. We can go through the vaunted strength of schedule debate. I have my own thoughts about it. I will save those until Sunday. Before that time gets here, anybody who would always like to, feel free to send any of your questions or thoughts for the show to mailboxsports3 at yahoo.com. Feel free to join the Discord if you have not had a chance to, and you will be able to drop your particular thoughts in the mailbox via walking right on over to the post office. No postage needed, no email needed. Just come on into the Discord and we can be able to freely communicate without a lot of red tape. Continue to support the channel with your super chats, with your memberships, with gifted memberships to other persons, super stickers, and your cash apps all help the channel to continue to get better equipment and possibly even a better personality, more so to myself, so to get somebody that you actually want to hang out with. But we wrap up delivery on a very positive note. We want everybody to get a screenshot if they could of the schedule that I set before us, and let us see if indeed the schedule plays out the way in which it was predicted, so that you can say you heard it here first. But Dracula, G Honda, DeVille, Crooked Commish, everybody who has been in the background, and anybody who's been to the forefront, I am your host, Postman 1914. This is Mailbox Sports. And until next time, and until next delivery, we are gone.